Hi, I'm Gracie X, and I wanted to do a video on compersion. I also wrote about it on my blog. You can find the blog at graciex.com. What is compersion? Compersion is a feeling. It is a great polyamorous idea, and basically what it comes down to is you feeling pleasure when your partner has pleasure with someone else. And some people define this as strictly sexual, romantic pleasure. I think that it can be just, it could also be emotional pleasure, being in love with someone else, and not necessarily sexual, but you get joy, you get happiness out of seeing them happy. And I vividly remember the first time that I felt this. I was out in the backyard with my first husband, and we were having drinks, and we did not define ourselves as polyamorous. In fact, he started talking about making out with a woman, and I had kind of had to draw it out of him. And then he started sort of really telling me what happened, and we were giggling, and I was, come on, tell me more, and he could see that I was not upset about this. And in fact, a couple times he was like, "What are you smoking?" Because I was excited for him. I felt happy for him. And that is compersion. At the time, my first husband is such a beautiful person. We're not married anymore, but I still love him so much. And he, at the time, at this point in our relationship, we had 2 young kids. We had a lot of bills. We were stressed out. His mother was dying. He got this joy with somebody else, and I was just happy that he was getting the joy. But what is so interesting was that I thought to myself, one of the first thoughts that popped into my mind after we were giggling together, and I realized, that I felt joyful for him, I thought, whoa, this is weird. I'm never going to be able to tell my best friend about this. Like, she's going to think that there's something wrong with my marriage. Very interesting. I think now that this feeling, this idea, could benefit so many people's marriages. Whether you're monogamous or open marriage or poly, the whole idea, and I think behind this feeling is a lot of thinking, and the ideology, the thinking is, this is a separate person, I'm not responsible, nor can I, genuinely be the one all the time to make them happy. They're a separate person, they have a separate sexuality, and that's okay. In fact, I'm okay having some space between us, and ultimately I want them to thrive because because it just feels good. In this capitalistic society, it's really hard to think of that hey, you might just want someone to thrive because it feels good. It's not a win-lose situation. Actually, it's you're going to get something from it too. You're going to get a happy husband. So that is compersion. It is now, some people say that this is very different from voyeurism, where you might watch your partner have sex with somebody else, and that brings you joy or pleasure. I think it's all on a spectrum. I think that can be compersion too. I think that can be a threatening image. Sometimes that is a very exploitive thing. The other person isn't really into it, they're doing it for you. But I think that can be part of compersion, that maybe in your sex play that is something that gives both of you pleasure. So that is my definition of compersion. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the down and dirty of compersion, when I think it's realistic that you feel compersion and when it's maybe not so much. Maybe compersion is the last thing that you feel. And anyway, that's my next video on compersion, part two blog. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Namaste.